Hello, peoples. Sorry about background noise and everything. Um, I'm just gonna do a quick video on my cards, just to show people what cards I use. And yes, I do use CUSA. Some people think it's cheating. Some people think it's not. Personally, I think it's not cheating. If it's in the game, you know what? Later video. Explain in a later video. Anyway, these are my cards for everything. I'll do another video on like ability glitches, abilities you can do that you're allowed to do in games according to the community. So like animation canceling, frame trapping, stuff like that. They all sound really bad, but trust me, you are allowed to use them. So first up for assault, um, these are the cards I use for assault. Uh, Increased battle points, short recharge time, and recharge vanguard. A lot of my abilities for my characters will be to do with recharging because I want to have my abilities. I want to use enough. I want to use my abilities as much as possible. Um, there we go. And the weapon I use for him, I normally stick to A280. Depending on the map, if it's a wide map, I'll use the A280. So it's like for Supremacy or Galactic Assault, or I'll use the EL16HFE. Um, but if it's close quarters, I will use the CR2 or the E11D. And people are confused, like, oh, the ELMD is so good. I use it all the time. And what people have not realized, it literally has the same, um, like, cooling power, range, rate of fire, damage as the default gun. Look at this, right? Look at the orange part, right? Right. So this is the orange lines underneath. A2ATC, E11D, both exactly the same. There's no difference between the default weapon and an E11D, no matter what class you are. No matter what faction you are. Um, that's pretty much it. For heavy, these are the cards. These abilities I use. So again, recharge, supercharge, Chantry, and barrage. I use the T21 exclusively because it just does the most damage, and you just need to be really precise with it. I use the T150 depending on if there's a lot of sweaty players and they're just being annoying. So I'll just use that sometimes. Um, Officer, again, all my cards are officer are to do with recharging. So all my abilities have short recharge times. I'll gain increased points, and I will use my recharge command. And I normally do this at the start of Supremacy match or Galactic Assault match. That way I can get a hero or villain quicker. If you're in Supremacy, this is what I do with Officer. I'll do my command, and I'll do it as many times as I can before I get to the nearest command point. When you get to your command point, if you're at it at the start of the game, you're there the whole time you capture it, you get 600 points for capturing it at the start. And if you do your ability at the same time, because there'll be loads of people in there, you'll get like around 1,000 to 1,500 points at the start of the match. And all you have to do is get a few kills at other command posts, and you'll get loads of points, and you'll easily get a hero or villain. So my weapon for him is SE44C, improved cooling and rapid fire. Um, that is like the best one to use. Some people use the L18, some people use the Blurg S5, but I use the SE44C. I think it's the best one. I use the best overall. It's the best rate of fire. Specialist, I use this one a lot. Quick scoping exists. It really exists in Battlefront 2, and it's so good. Very, very good. I definitely recommend quick scoping a lot. So I use dual zoom and improved cooling. I use disruptor shots sometimes if I'm on like a galactic assault map and I just want to kill people who are hiding a lot. Um, oh, my ability cards for him. These are my ability cards. So sometimes I'll have kill streak and or recharge, but normally I just have this. So increased battle points and stealth. Enforcer. These are my cards. Health regenerates faster. You're able to keep the middle ability for longer. That is crucial, like really crucial, especially for commando. Commando clone. Uh, Gives them shield and health even without dodging. Maximum health increased. Aerial. Aerial and Infiltrator basically have the same types of cards. So if someone shoots me, they'll be temporarily marked. My maximum health is increased, and I have an extra dodge, basically. Infiltrator is basically the same, but I don't have the I don't think you can have increased maximum health with this one. The only difference is that um, my ability recharge times will be reduced when there's like a lot of damage dealt to me. And obviously extra evade and the temporarily marked card. I never play any of the speeders or the armors. Armors, I use this. Because their weapons are just like really good, you don't really need to increase their weapons very much. This is what I use. I never play any speeders. I never play artillery. Um, I play a bit of, but I don't want to show those cards. Anyway, moving on. Let's do this quickly. Come on, Boba Fett. I'm just going to show the images for some cards I won't show. So this one, very good. Um, you know, refuels faster. Um, this ability, this one right here, extend exposure, has like no difference whatsoever. It says 6 seconds, sounds like a lot, but it's not. Really isn't. This one's really good, especially in heroes versus villains. If you're playing Supremacy or Galactic Assault, I recommend like using this one. Not this one, sorry, this one. But this is what I use. Bosk. Here are my cards for Bosk. This is what I use for Supremacy or Galactic Assault, and this is what I use for heroes versus villains. Chewbacca. That's what I use for Chewbacca. This one's very good because it's like people who are blocking in a small radius of my area will be affected. They'll have more damage done to them. Yeah. Vader. I'll have Focused Rage, Maximum Health, and this, the Punishing Grip. This is one I use for Hero versus Villains, but if I'm using Supremacy or Galactic Assault, I'll use Surrounded by Fear. So I'll gain stamina back for every kill, which is very useful because he doesn't have much. He may be a tank, but he doesn't have much stamina. Emperor Palpatine, not much. Han Solo, I use Han Solo a lot. These are the cards I use for him. So yeah, and then occasionally I'll use this one. So this card is very interesting because not only if you get a kill with your charge ability, all your cards recharge super quickly. And if you don't even get a kill and you use this one, if you use it up, it will recharge your abilities quicker. But if you get a kill with it, it will recharge even faster, which is very useful. And this just increases the like overheat, this overheat reduction. And this is an extra dodge ability. So the cooldown increase. This is very good because it means you can dodge infinitely without having to stand still or move around, which is very good for if you're fighting lightsaber. But normally, if I'm playing heroes versus villains, I'll have this on or this. Iden. That's what I use for Iden. I don't like playing Iden too much because it's just too OP and it's just unfair for other people. I wish other people would agree, but they're really stubborn and annoying and they just want to make people cry. Kylo Ren. Use my abilities for Kylo Ren for heroes versus villains. But if I'm playing Galactic Sulker Supremacy, I'll use these ones. Um, Lando Calrissian, I don't use much of him, but these are my cards for him. Leia, I use Leia quite a lot. This is my ability for Galactic Assault or Supremacy, but if I'm playing Heroes vs. Villains, I will use these. Luke's such a good character. He's especially play Luke as aggressively as possible, but you have to hold dodge down a lot. Heroes vs. Villains, I'll use this if it's a wide map. If it's an enclosed map, I'll use this. So Epicenter does more damage. Or occasionally I'll use he is like more resistant to damage. And is reduced for 3 seconds, but it doesn't really matter because you've got this equipped as well. For Galactic Assault, I'll use these cards. Or Supremacy, I'll use these cards. Darth Maul. These are my cards for Heroes or Villains. This is for Supremacy or Galactic Assault. Rey. I'm just going through these as quickly as possible, really. This is what I use for Rey. I do change it quite a bit. I don't use her in Galactic Assault or Supremacy. But when I'm playing Heroes vs. Villains, I'll use this quite a bit. Or, instead of getting the extra dodge ability, I will have this on as well. Or, sorry, this one. And if you have all these abilities on at the same time, you'll do increased damage with like less stamina drain. It's very, very OP. Yoda is what I use for you. I use him as a support character for Heroes vs. Villains. I'd never change these cards for any of the games I play. Finn. Okay, so this is where it gets controversial. So this is what I use for Finn in Heroes vs. Villains. I'll also use this if I want to be a support character in a competitive match. I will use this. This is what I'll use. And I'm not Finn glitching. I swear, I promise you, I'm not Finn glitching. It's just a support character. People that Finn glitch and think it's okay, please just rethink your life, man. Just, oh my days. What are my cards again? I forgot them. I think. What was it? That? I'm pretty sure it was that. Anyway, Captain Phasma. I don't use her very often, but these are my cards that I use. General Grievous. I use General Grievous a lot, as you can tell. These are my cards for Heroes vs. Villains. If I'm playing competitively Heroes vs. Villains, I'll use this, or I'll use this. If I'm playing Galactic Assault or Supremacy, I'll use this. And this is interesting about this card. So it says for every 10% health missing, General Grievous gains damage reduction, but its health regeneration speed is halved. Now, although that is a problem, another thing is it doesn't say some of these cards will have their own little secret ability that are not mentioned in the description. And for the Flesh is Weak, basically he's shielded from enemy fire all the time for like infinitely. And so when he's down to low health as well, he takes reduced damage, very low health, which makes him just overpowered and just unstoppable. This one's really good, so you can deal more damage with Claw Rush, and it's not just used for running away, it's used for killing. It's very good. You can basically one-shot kill like assault officer or specialist, but heavy it will only do put them down to about 20 health, I'm pretty sure. And then this, it just does more damage. I use this for Supremacy, it just does more damage, but 25% stamina, which is unfortunate. But that's all right. It does do quite a bit of damage. Yeah. Obi-Wan, I stay with these cards all the time. Normally, I'll swap this up for this if I'm playing Supremacy, but for the rest, I'll play with this. For Count Dooku, I focus not on the ability cards, I focus on the cards for himself. So increased health regeneration, drains less stamina when blocking and attacking. And this one. So his basic attack will be a critical strike. But I don't really know what his basic attack is. I think that just means his lightsaber attack, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's any stance or whatever. Finally, I'm not going to do any of the droids. I might do BB-8 because, I mean, I do use him quite a bit. This is what I use for BB-8. For Luke, he's my most leveled up character, 585. This is what I use for heroes versus villains. So I use actually quite a few different cards for heroes versus villains. If I'm playing heroes versus villains, I will always have these cards on, especially for Galactic Assault and Supremacy. But for they'll only have one card off. You need these cards, these two cards, Tenacious and Attraction, like all the time, no matter what you're playing. But this card, you can either have it does more base damage. This is for heroes versus villains, more base damage, passionate, passionate strike, so more pressure, it does more damage, or it has the heroic might, the big push out thing, is wider or larger. And then for Supremacy Galactic Assault, he does more damage, saber damage. So again, this will one-shot officers, specialists, and assault characters, but not heavy. That puts them down to 20, same as Grievous. And that's pretty much it. I'm not focusing on any ships because I don't play them ever. My settings, I do play on PS5. People have their zoom sensitivity quite high for saber characters. I don't. I just prefer it like this. I have my soldier sensitivity at 100% for Galactic Assault, all the lot, everything. Gameplay, I have it on blue. Sometimes I swap from blue to purple or yellow. It's just because I can see it better. If it's white, I can't see it very well. I don't know why. Maybe I'm like partially colorblind somewhere. The blue and purple I mainly use. I'm stuck on blue at the moment. Nothing really. I changed this just because it gets in the way of where I can see people. Yeah, everything high contrast with something. Oh, is that how you make it black? I didn't know that. Oh well, that's fine. No, I'll have that. I have it on 0. Commander portrait, yeah, of course. Everything's like pretty much default. Video, sometimes I go to Tritanopia. I just the way I think that's how you pronounce it, Tritanopia. I just like the way it looks. Um, it changes it to like a more uh, sort of high contrast version or like low contrast version of the default color blindness. Only thing the problem is that you'll only difference is that the green and blue you can see with the color change. Some people have on protanophobia, but I like it on this one. It just adds more denseness to the color, as you can see. So it's like a light blue, red, and green, and then this is more like a dark blue and dark red. But then there's the change of the green. I'm just going to keep it on that, and that's pretty much it. Audio, I have it on 55 at the moment because I'm making a video. I have the dynamic range, the headphones, because I changed my QSA settings to Dolby Audio, so the hearing is increased. Basically, you know when you hear a player and coming towards you, you're like, oh no, there's someone coming towards you. So I hear that for like all the characters rather than the enemy. It's for all players, which is very useful. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I think this video was quite long. I'm going to do another video short, maybe after this one or another day. Just discussing the glitches you can do for different characters. So like frame trapping, animation canceling, glitches you're not allowed to do. So like thin glitching, or what's it called? Ability blocking with Grievous, as I like to call it. Or saber blocking with Darth Vader, which is really annoying. Um, yeah, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you later.